Uh, the TV series adaptation of Shogun differs from the original novel in several key ways. One of the main differences is the focus on the Japanese narrative, with Lord Toranaga being the central character throughout the series. In contrast, the novel positions John Blackthorne as the protagonist, focusing on his experiences in Japan. The TV series also delves deeper into the internal Japanese conflicts, a theme that remains significant within the book's narrative as well. The series presents many of Toranaga's conflict-related events through his perspectives, or by depicting information passed on to him by his spies, rather than having someone inform Toranaga about them. This change in perspective and focus makes sense, given that the TV series is primarily concerned with chronicling the formation of the historical Edo period. Another difference is the portrayal of Lady Mariko's character attempted to lessen. In the series, she is more active and dynamic, serving as John Blackthorne's main interpreter and developing a complex relationship with Lady Okiva. In the novel, Mariko is more passive and struggles with her samurai obligations and her growing affection for Blackthorne. The series also omits the stark cultural differences between Europeans and Japanese portrayed in the original novel. The novel explores aspects such as love, cuisine, cleanliness, and fashion, critiquing Britain's sense of superiority while expressing admiration for Japan. In contrast, the series presents Blackthorne as struggling to acclimate to Japanese culture, even in the closing episodes. Additionally, the series does not focus on the contrast between British and Japanese cultures extensively. The novel explores this theme to subtly critique Britain's sense of superiority while expressing admiration for Japan. The character John Blackthorne eventually embraces Japanese culture, distancing himself from his European heritage. Quite updated for the series right to the Japanese Rado, in fact, but the Japanese Rado, for instance, the series that chose. The series also presents a more nuanced portrayal of Lady Mariko. Overall, the novel excels in illustrating her internal struggle between her samurai obligations and her growing affection for Blackthorne. In terms of the plot, the series focuses on Lord Toranaga's ultimate victory and the events leading up to it, rather than delving into cultural contrasts. And the novel explores the cultural differences between Europe and Japan, examining aspects such as love, cuisine, cleanliness, and fashion. The character John Blackthorne eventually embraces Japanese culture, distancing himself from his European heritage, which in the series, the show chose not to emphasize the contrast between British and Japanese cultures. The series presents a more nuanced portrayal of Lady Mariko, overall powerful model. The novel excels in illustrating her internal struggle between her samurai obligations and her growing affection for Blackthorne. In conclusion, the TV series adaptation of Shogun differs from the original novel in several key ways, including the focus on the Japanese narrative, the portrayal of Lady Mariko, the omission of cultural differences, and the emphasis on Lord Toranaga's perspective. These changes make sense given the TV series focus on chronicling the formation of the historical Edo period